Welcome to the Bag Hag Digest. Hello beautiful bag lovers, it's Trina and welcome back to my channel where you can find a lot of bag related BS because I'm a bag hag and I'm obsessed. What can I say? It is mid-September as I'm filming this content for you, but the footage that you're about to see has spanned over the last couple of months. It's been a busy summer. I've been all over the place and there's been a lot of traveling involved. So I thought I'd share with you today my packing cubes and another one of my suitcases, my big massive DELSEY monster, and an update about a video that I fairly recently did that I'm gonna have to readdress because there was a bit of an accident. So let us start with the packing cubes. Okay, so these are my compression cubes. I own a total of 6 of them. One from like a company called Pulleys, which I just got on Amazon. They are simply very lightweight containers with mesh. The big green one here is the one I use most in my small backpack, along with, not backpack rather, but my small suitcase, along with this smaller one that I use for smaller items. And sometimes a smaller one here. I have 3 more here from the Sports Sac in various sizes. I really like this one with the travel motif from Sports Sac. Really good company. But these ones don't have the mesh and aren't, I guess they're a stronger material, but this is kind of a lighter weight, more nylon type of fabric. I have used all of these particular compression bags at one point or another for different situations. Highly recommend them because they compress your stuff, make it smaller, but they also organize things and you can mix and match the bags to suit your traveling needs. And this, my friends, is my Purple Monster, the behemoth of a suitcase made by DELSEY, which is currently my favorite company for travel suitcases. And it's massive, fantastic, but to be honest, it's a little bit too big. And can you ever have a suitcase that's too big if you're not doing minimalist? I don't know, but I would say yes, primarily because basically, if I stuff this thing, it's going to be overweight, go over the limit. So I end up having to compress stuff inside and having a lot of loose space. However, it does depend what you're packing. If you're in a winter climate and you're packing lots of fluffy items like sweaters and whatnot, big jacket, that's going to be fine. If you pack this full of cans, there is no way you're going to get away with not paying for an overweight item. This model actually even expands like maybe an inch on the side. I've never had to use it. There's the pull-up bar, very sturdy. You can see that it's quite short, and that's because of the massive size of the suitcase. It's very spinny. This suitcase has a very interesting opening. It doesn't open on equal sides. One of them is like a flap, which is curved around the corner. However, it's already seen some wear in the zipper area here. I don't know if this is catching, but it's getting a little damaged already, which is unfortunate. I have to be very careful. Just after I said I had to be careful, I did exactly what I shouldn't do, which is to open the suitcase without making sure that this is completely open. That's when you get strain on the corner. This type of bag is particularly useful for those of you who have a big suitcase and don't have room to open the thing up side to side. You can just set it up against the wall as I have done here and access everything, basically most of it anyway, from a giant pit. And I say giant because I mean giant. This is huge, and I'm very grateful for the fact that the main tying straps here are halfway to the width, or the depth rather, of the suitcase, because then you can really compress what is in the bag down so that you're not stuffing things and the weight is equally distributed. So that's a really good design. And they also have this extra thing here. I don't know what it's for. I guess to carry some stuff that you're worried about slipping away. It does come out a bit, but I think that's just for tightening. On the front, you have 2 major zippered panels here. One is like a see-through color, so you can see what you have in there. And the other one is just a regular zippered section, and in that section I always keep travel documents, or I should say photocopies of travel documents, like photocopies of my passport and other forms that I want to have backups up in case I lose them. And that is basically the layout of the inside, except for this one addition that DELSEY often incorporates, is a built-in pouch into the seam. Here's just a view of the base of the suitcase while it's open here. And it's got your standard TSA approved lock too, so the people can hack your suitcase if they need to. The top of the suitcase has this semi-retractable rubber handle, which is very streamlined, very nice to the touch, quite nice. The locking system is very bulky, and I'm very grateful that it goes into the TSA approved lock system, so I don't have to remember more than a simple code, and I wouldn't want it any other way. If you were to put a regular lock on this, first of all, they could destroy your suitcase when opening it. Second of all, it would be really, you know, it's quite a big lock, I think, or a big lock closure. Well, it's a bit of a disaster, but this is how I'm packing my suitcase for Canada. Even bought a sweater in August because I'm used to much warmer weather here in Japan, and my family likes it nice and cold inside. But most of the stuff in here, I've only got 2 packing cubes full of my stuff, my toiletry case and my makeup case, and a few bits and bobs, but more than half the suitcase is gifts and whatnot. And then I'll probably do some shopping when I'm there and bring back an equal amount. So that is it. I've already weighed it, and I forgot something, that's why it's packed again. And it's a whopping 20 kilos. Lordy lordy. But it's under limit. And I'm also bringing my Louis Vuitton Keepall 50 or 55, what is it? It's 50. And as you can see, this thing is pretty empty. There's just regular carry-on stuff in here, but I'm gonna stuff it full of some local sweets that I'm bringing home to the family. So there you go. Hey guys, so I'm back from Canada to Japan, and I've only been back a couple of days, and now I'm heading off again, this time to Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia. Much smaller suitcase because I don't intend to do any shopping. And you've already seen a review for this suitcase. I'll link it somewhere in this video so you can see it, but I'm gonna have a hard time this time around because on the computer side of this suitcase, I've packed, I don't know, like this many, a few inches worth of documents in there. So hopefully they'll be staying in Kyrgyzstan, and that suitcase will be liberated in space for the trip back. But fortunately, I'm able to increase the width of this such that I can shove my cosmetic case and my shoes and my undies in here and my clothes on the other side, and that'll be it. And I'm also carrying, hold on, ta-da! Yes, I'm bringing my Louis Vuitton Keepall 50 once again. It served me well in Canada, so I think it's going to be fine for this trip to Central Asia once again. And I could use this suitcase as a carry-on, but I'm going to be doing some small domestic flights, and I'm not sure about the baggage size requirements, so I think it's safer to travel this way. And then I can be liberated of the suitcase. I'm not worried so much about losing it. They're just short flights inside the country. Or I might take a flight. I might be taking a bus. I have to check my itinerary. Anyway, there you go. That's what I'm packing for Kyrgyzstan, and hopefully I'll show you some footage of the trip at a later stage. It's an interesting place. It's going to be my second time there. Very excited to be going back. So this is my setup for Kyrgyzstan. Just my duffel bag atop my little travel case that is very stuffed. I'm also taking my Chloe camera bag. I think this is becoming my default travel bag. It's a lot bigger than the J.Crew bag I had before, and it's a lot better quality, and it's great for carrying my vlogging camera and sunglasses and still having room to spare if I need it. And also it still looks good if it's decompressed somewhat, like it doesn't have as much stuff in it. So very pleased with this purchase. And the handle actually is from the J.Crew bag. Oh, I can hear a plane. That's foreboding. Okay, DELSEY, you have failed me. I am not happy. Last leg of the trip home, and I guess I overstuffed my suitcase. Just bought it. This is the second time I've used it, and lo and behold, I've stuffed it too much, and it's basically dying. Oh no, guys. I'll have to rescind my great review of this bag. I'll link to this video or this clip of this video in the original video I made. Oh, so sad. So, are DELSEY bags crap? You know what? I don't think so. I'm still happy with the brand overall. I think that wear and tear is going to be inevitable when you put your bags to the test. You just don't know how bags are treated in different places, different countries, different systems. You never know what happened to my bag between the time I dropped it off and picked it up. Who knows what it went through. Maybe the stress was already there from previous use and it just collapsed, or maybe it was one big accident, who knows. So did my bag die because of inferior quality or because of strain? My guess is it's more of strain. I think I packed the suitcase too heavily. It was stretched. It was probably put through a bit of rough handling at some point along my journey home. I know I only went through a few flights and a few trips, but it was a pretty rugged trip and I really did overstuff it. So I'm gonna have to replace it. I'm not sure if it's worth investing more money in a so-called better quality bag, because I have a feeling that the same thing will happen again. I've killed a lot of suitcases in my day. If you have any tips on making your luggage last longer, do comment below. In my next few videos, I may be giving you some reviews from bags found back in Canada and also in Kyrgyzstan, so stay tuned for those. Bag Hag, signing out. Mwah. Goodbye, Bishkek. Here we go. Bye-bye. Almaty.